Hi everyone, and welcome to a quick look at the major new features in ProBuilder version 2.2.2, and this is versus 2.2 only, so it seems like a very small version number update, but we've added quite a bit here, especially major features. So taking a look at the first one here, we just want to zoom into sub-objects, and this we definitely have to give a shout out to Nick Gravelin from the Unity forums. Thanks for the tip. We had found this impossible to get working for a while, or at least quite tricky, but with a fairly simple addition, it now works great. So thank you, Nick Gravelin, for that. Just to take a look, you can select any vertices or edges or face and just hit F and zoom right into it, as you would normally with anything in Unity and object, and now it works on sub-objects within ProBuilder. So if that's a face, a vertice, or an edge, you can zoom right into it. Next is the connect verts. So if you have an item where you want to set exactly for one thing, if you need to turn the edges of a quad or something like that, or you need to set exactly where the edges are going in an n-gon, now you can select any number of vertices. I'll select a couple different ones here. And let me turn off the textured wire so it's a little more obvious when this happens, and hit Alt-E on your keyboard and it connects them. So just like that, you can now see we have a line going across from these vertices. You can also do this in edge mode. So if I select, let's say, these two edges here, and hit Alt-E, it throws a line between those two edges. Something to note is that it does properly triangulate all connected or adjacent faces so that you don't end up with any broken geometry. As you can see here now, I can move this out and it's not leaving a gap between these two verts. The last use for the connect/subdivide tool here is if you go into face mode, select any face or a number of them, and hit Alt-E, and it will instantly subdivide all those faces. So now each of these have basically been broken down just like a mesh smooth or turbo smooth in 3D Max, or subdivide in general, as it's usually used. We know everyone will find this extremely handy as you start to build more and more detailed geometry. Going along with this, actually we now have the Grow Selection tool, or feature. Just select any face, vertice, edge, or multiple, and hit Alt-G to grow the selection outward. So that can be handy for quickly selecting vertices surrounding a certain one, or faces, edges, etc. Another addition is the ability to snap by vertices now, so just as you could with a regular Unity object, but again something that wasn't quite working for a while, is I can hold V, I can drag and snap it directly to any other vertice. One thing to notice is that it's going to use the plane that you select. So as you can see here, it's using the X and Z plane when I have that selected. Or I can use the Y and X plane. So it's constrained to the axes that you want it to use only. If you want to use just one at a time, hold V and use just the arrow itself. Then it will only snap on that single axis and none others at all. There's also the very useful new ability to quickly offset directly any face, vertice, or edge. Just click on the PB object script to toggle it down in case it isn't already. And then you'll have the new quick offset item here, and this was also added in by Matt1988, who also gave us the awesome pivot tool, so thanks to him again for this. So with any face, vertice, edge, as always selected, you can just set an exact number that you want to offset this by. So I'll hit 2, and it instantly offsets that. In this case, I probably should have done -2. Apply offset. I'll do that again. And just like that, you can instantly move things around by exact degrees, exact units if you need to. Another geometry editing feature that we've added is now with edges. Say with an item like this, I can drag select and also hold shift and drag select to deselect. So this is just another item in the process as we're building up edges to be fully functional. They're still a little bit in beta, but this really brings them almost all the way there. Mostly it's just a matter of making them look a bit better now and be a little more useful in that regard. The second to last addition in this update is the ability to change the vertex colors and size. So this is handy if you just really don't like the way they are, have a special color scheme and sizing you'd like to have. So just go into the ProBuilder preferences. Don't forget there's all this awesome stuff you can edit within here. But right here in the top area we have the vertex color. Let's set that to something a little ridiculous so it's obvious. There we go. And then I'll set the size maybe to 0.1 just so we can see it very clearly. One thing, you'll need to close the ProBuilder panel and reopen it in order for this to show up. And now if I enter edit mode, my vertices are giant and very brightly colored. So you can change this to whatever you like. Last in the major additions to this update is the ability to now save out any mesh as an actual asset. So this means you can instantiate it within your game on the fly, and you're not going to have some of the issues that we've been seeing before. And that's simply done by selecting any ProBuilder object, going up to Tools, ProBuilder, clicking on Actions, and then down to Make Asset. I almost forgot one of the best improvements in this version of ProBuilder, and that's the ability to now group faces into a single texture group. So this is very handy when you have an entire wall or sections of faces that all need to come together as one single texture and move or be seamlessly tiled. So if you have any items, something like this is a good example. I'll move into the texturing mode, and let's just select all these faces. So right now where any of these faces come together, there is a break in the tiling. So if we just go ahead and set that as a single texture group, so instantly all tile properly. And I can go ahead and move them all at once, or scale them. So this really comes in handy with any large amount of surfaces that you just need to have the textures tile perfectly across. And this is a bit of a band-aid fix until the next big update comes through, which is going to be a complete overhaul of the UV and texturing system. But I think you'll find there's lots of uses for this for now, and especially since you can create multiple texture groups. As you see here, each one ends up with a number. You can select it by that. If you try and move anyone or edit it at all, it'll automatically bring up this dialog, so you can choose to remove that item from the group, you can cancel the movement, or add group to selection and grab all those items at once, so you don't accidentally just move one part of that group or scale it or anything like that. So it takes care of itself quite well. And that's it for the major items in the ProBuilder 2.2.2 update. Again, lots of major improvements under the hood, of course, especially regarding working with large meshes. We've made that much more optimized. So go ahead and check out all these new features. Let us know if you have any questions at all, either on the Unity forums, on the 6x7 forums, of course, or just via email, Facebook, etc. Definitely always looking forward to hearing back from everyone as you're using this, especially if you do happen to find any kind of bug or something. We'd love to hear it and get it fixed right away. So thanks for taking a look, and see you on the next video.